into saying uplifting things to me,
This is live.
into saying positive things to me. Everyone claims to be so worried about my personal impact. They're always throwing into my face that I did the impact campaign on my very first Instagram, where I was,
What's your impact?
They were cutting my legs into shreds, and they basically were trying to make me kill myself after the narrative of everything that happened, in 2020 with my ex-husband, who, and the girl, that he was cheating on me with, and everything being so public and everything. But under that understanding that they wanted to cause me this significant amount of pain or upset or what have you, it's been proven, and they've tried to come at me for some sort of personal, accountability, as if I'm creating, or as if during that time I were creating content discussing the ways where I was being victimized in an effort to cause harm to a third party individual, when in actuality, the only purpose that I've ever created content was, number one, for business. Number two, so that I could document, I call them FTRs, of different things that people have been doing to me, or different ways that they've been attempting to harm me, etc., when I don't have any other way to document that. And those are the only times, so if you want, you snakes listening and talking shit in my headset, if you are so worried as you claim to be about my impact, why don't you try, and this is just a suggestion, why don't you try to be a part of the solution? If you're worried about my bills being paid on time, why don't you go out and create a fundraiser in my name and connect it to my bank account and allow me direct deposits for no reason, $500 a week, $1,000 a week. And guess what? Then you could be part of the solution. My bills could be paid on time and you don't have to worry, right? If you're so worried about, something along the lines of my personal impact on society with creating content about the slanderers, or the people who stole my underwear out of my purse, or the people who disconnected my reverse camera and someone had to fix it for me, or whatever it is that you think me documenting is causing harm to the world or the environment or what have you. If you just want to go ahead, and contribute, have my back rather than causing me harm, say a compliment to me rather than doing something harmful, I wonder what would I have to say that would be potentially harmful to the demographic if I were living in an environment in which my environment and the people in it were supportive to me and kind to me and made me feel like there was a way and like the path was here and that I was supported and protected. What would my content look like at that point? And I'm not telling anyone to be or not to be toxically positive, because that works for different people in different ways. You don't want to be misleading. If someone can help you and they don't help you because they think, oh, well, she's good, let's go to the next person, that needs help. But you're really like in suffering in silence. You don't want to do that. But at the same time, you don't want to, over kind of kill your situation. At the same time, you don't want to be neglectful. You don't want to let it go too long so that things are confused and no one understands, etc. Especially when you're carrying a demographic and a dynamic of and a cadence of speech that needs to be considered in a chronological order that makes sense.
Airdrop
in order for solutions to be presented.
Silent on us.
But I promise you this. There is no one who is contributing negatively or adversely to the overall impact of the world who, well, from this side anyways, who is documenting and using social to document, who is doing so because they feel loved, accepted, and supported. If I'm creating videos where I'm asking for help, or I'm saying, I don't know where the higher power went, things just got real weird here, I don't know what to make of this, I can feel something happening, the energy got very heavy, very dark, very what have you, The influence doesn't seem to be behaving in a way that's productive. Someone is falsely reporting my Grubhub account saying that I'm stealing the people's food when I'm so paranoid at this point about what they could have said on my Grubhub that I'm literally at each delivery, not all of them, but most of them. If they don't ask for a photo, I was taking a photo anyway on my phone and holding it. I have never stolen food from Grubhub, ever.
You're supposed to put it down.
Xavier and I were starving, no meals. No, why is that? Days going by where we would only have one meal and we would share it, a bowl from Chipotle. And I wasn't stealing the food from Grubhub. So to have them writing those reports and,
the fuck?
It's stalking, bullshit, aggravation. And no, I cannot work in a brick and mortar location unless it's up here. Part of a demographic that this demographic cannot access if they had $1 million, could not access. Because this demographic is historically, part of that demographic that's likely not very busy, has way too much time on their hands, is probably not the most educated, is probably not the most socially conscious, and they come into my experience historically for only one purpose, historically. And that purpose has been to move me. And what I mean by move me is no matter what I say, I was at the Ping Pong Social Club and I decided that I was going to be the director of sales. I looked on LinkedIn. I saw the job openings. I said, fuck this, working as a server, a bartender, a hostess, just the same as Northwestern. I was one girl, one woman doing 5-6 different jobs every single day.
Okay.
And barely making enough money to contribute to my goals. I could pay my rent. I could pay my car payment. But what else? There's more to life than just those two things, right? I have goals. I want to build. I want to buy a house. I have 4 children. So I decided I was going to be the director of sales. It was a position they had posted on LinkedIn. I knew about it. I had applied. I received a response to set up an interview. I was so happy. And as soon as I received that interview response to go up, I got called in by the regional manager, a nasty fucking woman. Ugh, she is so nasty. The only 3 times I ever met her, she was just the opposite of pleasant. She would come in and I would be, oh, hi, how are you? It's good to see you. And her response would be, hi, and keep it moving. And not even keep it moving in a good way, keep it moving where she goes over to another girl to look at you and make sure you're looking so that she could pretend like she's engaging in conversation that might make you feel uncomfortable to engage in some sort of psychological line of questioning or misunderstanding or fear, etc. That was the type of boss that she was. And she, like I said, she was there maybe 3 or 4 times the entire time I worked there.
But that day that
I got the response about going up to the national level, so I would have started traveling. I would have gone to the San Francisco, New York, Chicago, and I believe possibly Texas locations. And she fucked that up for me. Someone ordered 20 shots of Patron. And I, at that point of my career, was already aware of good sales and bad sales. I had worked as a bottle service girl after Northwestern. But before I started working as at the chiropractor's office. And while I was working as the bottle service girl, I was good at pushing liquor. I was good at it. I was good at making sales for the club.
Pushing
I was
liquor.
good at everything, in sales.
You're supposed to serve responsibly.
And I didn't know that it was ethically bad. I really didn't know. I felt like, well, these guys are out drinking anyways, or these girls and guys are out drinking anyways. Who cares if I push them to spend another $1,000, what does it matter? Or who cares if I accept a drink from them and dump it in the garbage and don't drink it and ask for another one? You know, who cares?
Why
But at this point, while I was working at the ping pong social club, I never even tried to upsell a single item at all. I allowed people to ask me questions. I gave them my opinions and my recommendations and suggestions with truth regarding my satisfaction to the product, but not an overwhelming amount of pressure to engage in a behavior that I have perceived has been bad for me in my life, etc. And this guy ordered 20 shots of Patron, and it wasn't Patron. It was Don Julio, the most expensive bottle of Don Julio that we have in the building. 20 shots of them. So one shot was probably like $52 or something.
To know what Don Julio is.
And or like $48 or something. So I go to get him all these shots. I enter in the order. It turns out to be like a $500 or like $600 tab for just his group. I don't think it was 20 shots. I don't know how many shots it was, but it was a lot. And I'm like, this is fantastic. They just walked in, they just sat down, and I already have a $500 tab. I'm going to get a fat ass tip on this table, you know? And I walk over there, and my bartender was Lassane, and he's pouring the drinks and putting them on the tray for me. And the bartenders don't read minds, okay? They don't have ESP. They're not fucking witches.
You don't
They're bartenders.
Say.
And he wouldn't have been able to pour the beverages had he not pulled a ticket. So he pulls a ticket, and he starts making the drinks, and this lady comes up to me, the regional, and she just starts laying into me. No, oh, great job, Heather. You just got a $500 charge. We were having a shitty night. We only had $4,000 worth of sales for the last 3 days. We only had 6 fucking ping pong tables full this week. Great job. This is 1/8 of our entire week's worth of gross income. Like, fantastic. None of that. Not a high five, not a thank you, not anything. I was excited to be a part of the company. I was there 9 months at that point. I was ready to level up to this national, director of sales position. I was so excited. And this fucking lady could not have been more unhappy for me. She was such a hater, such a fucking hater. And she was kind of fat, and she would always like stare at me and like give me an attitude because I was losing the weight for Weston after I had my baby.
Yeah, this is definitely spin. It has to be spin.
I was losing the weight fast, and I was very active. I didn't have a lot of downtime at all. It was like work, walking around, hustling all around, barely eating, maybe one half a meal at work and maybe a meal after work. Then hustling over to the MCA where we were sleeping. We were sleeping outside wrapped in a moving blanket, dude. It was fucking terrible. We had no car. We walked everywhere. She was just a hating ass bitch. There's no better way to say it. She had a car. She was getting flown all over the country. She had a regional director job. She was staying in 5-star hotels. And here I was, after everything I had been through, the sex trafficking, the extortion, being assaulted in a number of other ways, separated from my children, separated from my family for 6 years, and just having my baby ripped out of my womb and stolen from me. And she knew all of that, and she was still just fucking terrible to me. Awful. And so she starts yelling at me, you're not allowed to take shots without a ticket. And I was like, first of all, I already sent the ticket. Otherwise, how would he be making the shots? And she said the same thing again. You need to send a ticket, but nastier than me, nastier than I sound right now, like a real bitch. And I started blinking back tears. Literally, I started I swear to God, I'm not lying to you, on everything I love. I just stood there kind of in shock, literally blinking back tears. I could not believe this woman was treating me this way. And she did it so loudly and humiliating, in front of customers, in front of the other bartenders, in front of everyone. It was awful. I did nothing to her, literally nothing. And,
taking shots of their tickets.
She...
Heather Gillespie, I don't drink.
Oh, yeah. Then she called me up to the office and wrote me up for the reason that I needed to work on handling my emotions better. Oh, you just humiliated me in front of everyone for making 1/8 of our entire week's gross profit in one transaction. Called me names and said that I needed to work on my emotions in front of my fellow staff and other coworkers, and superiors and customers. And now you're calling me up and serving me with a write-up saying that I need to work on my emotions? Are you fucking kidding me? And that was the beginning of the end there. I knew that I was not going to make it very much longer, because knowing me, I can close my mouth for a long time. You know, I
No.
really can. I can be quiet about things for a long time.
No.
But when it gets to the point where I am saturated, there's not much that's going to be off limits. Like every fucking secret I've kept for you, every time I've been quiet, every time I've eaten shit metaphorically and let you be right while I'm sitting there getting, you know, sucker punch after sucker punch after sucker punch. And I look back expecting that you'll be there to have my back and you're nowhere to be found. That's called saturation point. And once saturation point is reached, there's really nothing left that there's no amount of silence that's going to result from my experience. Every single fucking thing that you do to me from then on is going to be documented, because I understand a mistake. I really do. I understand doing your best and fucking something up. I understand being taken over by someone else or led into or brainwashed or conditioned or groomed or forced or extorted or what have you. But what I don't understand is, in the absence of all of those things, how these people continue over and over and over again to fail, to blatantly fail, to be able to be capable of identifying assets from liabilities and treating them as such.
I always wondered why she didn't stay at Spin. I'm so glad she's telling the story. I'm trying not to interrupt her too much. But I want to say so much. Gina! With the dyke hair. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Why did I bring that up? I don't know. I've been having like a couple of other brain farts today. I was speaking with the person at the gym.
Thank you for the gold coin.
And I don't know what I was talking about how they attempted, or no, they actually took three $54.99 fraudulent charges from my bank account a few months ago. And they were like miscoding them as LA Fitness, but then they were putting various number sequences after each transaction. And that I didn't want to cancel my debit card because my mail goes to my grandma's house. But if I go pick it up from my grandma's house, I have to bother everyone, you know, to meet with me and like make sure they're home at that time, that our schedules cross paths at the same time. And I don't like to be a bother, you know, like I'm very grateful to have them there, and I don't like to be a bother. You know what I mean? So anyways, I had to cancel my Chase card. But because I couldn't cancel it right then and there, they refused to refund me the money. And I went to the bank to file the dispute. And do you know how much they gave me back from $200 approximately worth of fraud? It was $54.99 since February of this year. And then a fake Netflix charge for like $20 or $15.99, and like one other charge with a bunch of numbers after it. So about $200. And I'm not like rolling in extra money right now. Like my car payment is late right now. Well, it's not late until 3 days from now, but I haven't made it yet. And my insurance has to be paid before August 9th. Otherwise they're going to turn it off. And I could not possibly work more than the schedule that I've been working 7 days a week. So that means there's one solution, and that's higher pay. And with all of that,
you don't have a Grubhub job anymore. What are you doing driving around?
To understand. Wait, why was I saying that? You're doing it again.
Dude. You're cooked. We gotta fix our life, Heather. I don't know what you're gonna do.
I just think it's really important to document when I have these. It's literally like if there's neural activity and movement that's actually physically inhibited by some sort of external force. I don't know how to describe. It's like pinpoint accuracy, like where they want me to stop each sentence. I think we're done it. Whole timbits. I was talking to the person at the gym. I had to cancel my Chase card. I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't forget, but there seems to be some sort of issue and interference with communication at this point. So I'll leave it at that for today. But
I don't know where Xavier is. You know how,
Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well and that your personal lives have not been subjected to this kind of interference, I guess would be a good word. And wish me luck for my orientation at 7 p.m. Oh, and that's where all of this was. That's why all of this was brought up. So I had a manager who was very tolerant, very, very tolerant. Grubhub themselves are even like weak-minded when it comes to dealing with this type of interference, or maybe not weak-minded, but just exhausted of it. They're just interested in continuing. It's not weak-minded. It's a mental exhaustion that it's like you can identify how many productive things you should be doing during these periods where your mind is being like sucked into this fucking garbage, like the stalkers calling over and over again. And you have to answer those phone calls and you have to respond to those people and say to them, please stop calling, Heather doesn't work here anymore, even if I do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just been exhausting. And
do you?
The only way to get around that is to continue only like self-employed, independent work endeavors, 1055 opportunities, and things of that nature. Because as soon as I go into any sort of brick and mortar setting and I'm there for longer than a day, it becomes an issue again. Even at my previous apartment. I need in my next apartment or house, I need something with an underground parking garage or an enclosed parking garage so that I could shake a tail anytime they're following me and just basically disappear into the underworld to go home. Like, that's what I need because it's too much, like handling these people all the time. And it's too much for me to have to rip out my roots and re-sow them every few months. That's not how I function best. I function best having my roots, firmly planted. So that's what's been going on with us and with me. I think that if you are in need of any sort of assistance with I just left the fucking car wash. Why would you even do that? And that's a $20 lava shield. I hate these people so much. You have no idea.
What happened?
But if what they need is someone in the restaurant industry, I'm number one. It cannot be me. It will not be me. But maybe Xavier will go in. I need to stay transportation, and I need to stay isolated within a lot of rational limitations. So, I need to be in control of what type of communication I have. And also, just for the record, it is not perceived that my content is reaching the mainstream public. To my understanding, I have a team of followers that is an independent investigation or acting and advocating as an independent investigation with regards to everything that's been taking place over the last 6 years. So when I speak on these things, it's not under the assumption that this is going to whomever and wherever. And with that being said, I'm sure Xavier will be glad to go into the restaurant. I think it would be great for him. You guys have fucked up his mental health more than anyone could ever even imagine. He's sitting around in some lady fucking lace Zara shorts and a crop top that says Loretta Lynn on it. Like, what the fuck? Xavier's not even like that. Like, what is...
Xavier is like that. That's how it ends? Really? That's how it ends? The hell, Heather Gillespie? Alright, well, hopefully she keeps that up. We'll get caught up. We'll go do a loop-de-loop. I'll probably only have time to do that. Let's get that. What I was gonna say, because someone's like, Heather needs a life coach. It would be fun. You know how in the Mighty Ducks, he had to coach that hockey team because he was drunk driving or something? Let's say you were drunk driving, and then your punishment is to be Heather Gillespie's life coach. That'd be a fun movie. I'd watch that movie. Alright, so this is how this fucking live started. I think, well, why can't I see? I hate when it does this. You fucking asshole. What are you doing, computer? Fucking asshole, motherfucker. Okay, so I think the beginning is, I don't know. This.
Xavier's downtown refusing to get rid of this cart, and every time I see him, it's like...
Is she live again? Hold on. It says she's live, but it won't let me click on it. What the fuck is going on here?
A weird joke, like that he has something else that's absolutely ridiculous to have. It's very clearly not Xavier behaving of his own free will and volition, you know? That's for sure. Yesterday I went back and he had an industrial-sized blender and a microwave in the bottom layer of this shopping cart. He won't get in the car at bedtime. He's been sleeping on the floor outside of my car door, like guarding my sleeping body or something. And he falls right asleep, you know. But I'm concerned overall. We had just discussed a path for him with regards to developing his artwork further. His grandfather is a famous art, I don't know if it's painter.
An artist?
Or that's what he told me anyways. I don't know if it's true. I've never done the research, but when I first met him, his family was having some sort of financial dilemma or argument with regards to his father, Jose Montoya's estate and all of his artwork for sale.
Why are you telling people this, Heather? It's really bugging me that it says it's live on the browser. It doesn't say it's live on the phone, but why is it doing that? What the flip? Instagram is a weird platform.
So I don't know if that's still a thing. His father is Lebanese and Mexican, and his mother is just Mexican. And my parents are pretty much like Swedish, Irish, Italian, Mediterranean, British. I don't really know.
Just a mutt. She's a mutt.
Thing. So Weston is a lot of things. My other children are Hispanic and white mostly. My son-in-law is Moroccan. So, anyway, I'm not quite sure, you know, what it is that his father was famous for. It's something to do with his cultural ties with art, I want to say.
Good job, Ben.
I think. And I think he has a famous actor who's his uncle.
The dead one? Oh, Xavier's art is either women naked on fire, tied up, or just Google Street View. He'll take Google Street View and screenshot it and then say he's going to sell it to whatchamacallits. I got to put these on. Oh, no, that it didn't come through. Dan Martin, thank you for the 5. I put it on too late. This is Heather, right? Maybe I'll get Ashley to do one. Hold on. My bad.
But anyways, I am going to refocus on those items. I called all 3 of my children this morning. You know, it's a better day for me when I get to touch base with the kids early in the morning, see what their plans are, make sure that they've got something productive on the schedule. I need my son to go finish his graduation for his last semester. I'll feel a lot calmer once that's done. You know, Vivi has to get her state boards done for esthetician school. But I guess they're trying to somehow, apart from whatever they charge for the tuition.
Hey, listen!
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm busy. I'm busy making profitable artwork.
Dan super chatted $5. Steve, thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan, for the 5. There you go. And it fit because we're talking about the artwork. That's when I first learned of Xavier's artwork, this Google Street View crap.
They also call for another charge of $200 to actually take the state board. So she's waiting, you know. Let's knock on wood. Paper is a form of wood.
At Velvetred Iguana super chatted $1.99. Miss you, Ro.
Thank you, Velvet, for that too. I'm here. I'm here every day. I won't be soon. I'm going away for a week, but usually I'm here every day. And I'll be back. I'll be back. And I'm back.
At home and relaxing, which she should right now. While she has the opportunity to do so, because once the babies get into school and you start working, you wish you had those days back when they were babies, you know? And Alexis started cheerleading. Her stepbrother is playing football and her father is coaching the football team. I wish I could be there to coach the cheerleading team. I was a cheerleading coach when I was in middle school.
Well, if you worked and didn't get fired all the time and have all these problems, you could do that. But look what you did, Heather.
Or early high school for the Elmhurst Eagles.
She looks so weird with that makeup. She looks weird with makeup too, but looks more like a gremlin like this, and it scares me.
What else? My son, Phoebe, Alexis, haven't heard from anyone about Weston. I sent a really long
I'm sorry, Iguana. I hope things get better.
message to Xavier's mom, my mother-in-law, currently.
Yeah, if you were actually married, it'd be your mother-in-law.
But she hasn't responded, and I hope everything is all right. Usually her and I are able to speak without any sort of issues, but it's been a few months. Xavier said that she responded to him a few days ago, but nothing that he's been able to share with me for some reason.
I don't think she's supposed to. The court said don't do that.
I hope whatever he's doing right now, he's being treated like a toddler should, feeling safe and loved. Do you guys remember, I don't know if any of you went to daycare, but when I was in daycare, I hated it. I would cry. I would cry and wait for my mom to get back. I hated it so much.
Well, that's very immature.
And with the exception of a week or two, I never made my children go to daycare. I had my ex-husband's mom and dad who would stay home.
The only memory I have of doing that is at some fucking skating Easter event. I don't know. I didn't even know how to skate, but I got dropped off on the ice rink with this big ass Easter bunny, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I cried until we left. And then, but no, I went to preschool and daycare. I didn't do it there. I just didn't know what was going on at that moment. Why are we all on skates and what the fuck is this big bunny thing doing here? Bigger than Big Bird, dude.
Or I would stay home with them.
Tinkerbell heavy.
But with that being said, do you guys ever remember like being in daycare, like a strange setting, and just that feeling of like, gosh, I can't wait till my mom gets here to pick me up? Like, I cannot tell you how many times I have imagined Weston feeling that.
Nikki, thank you for the high five. Weston doesn't even know you as a parent, dude. You're this weird couple. He probably thinks you guys are like hired clowns. When he looks back on these memories, I remember when they brought me to this place to be entertained by weird homeless people. I guess they were trying to, I don't know, give them a job. That's what he'll think. But that's kind of mean. I don't know. I mean, he might think that. Thank you, Anne, for the high five as well.
But then what? You know? because I never get to go and pick them up.
Remember Ghostbusters 2, when they would do children's parties because there's no more ghosts left or something? Ghostbusters 2 is a weird movie.
So, anyways, gotta get back to finding a way to buy a house by the end of the year.
We're very late in the year. It's gonna be the 8th. We're almost in the fucking 4th quarter, dude.
Hopefully I'll be able to just want to move forward and flow into the future, you know? They've been holding me back for a long time.
Tessa, thank you for becoming a good little angel. Again?
Do you guys understand there are demographics that are functioning on like 10G? I just got a phone last night and paying for service on 5G.
I don't... Wait, what? Is 10G a thing? 10G. 10G is a term used by cable internet providers and industrial groups in the United States, reference to broadband networks with a maximum potential. There's 10G? Wait, when did that become a thing?
I don't know.
What is 10G internet? Refers to home or business broadband networks capable of delivering download upload speeds of 10 gigabits per second. Oh, well, they should just call it 10 gigabits per second then, not fucking 10G. That makes me think it's the cell phone towers like Heather just did. The hell? Where has 10 gigabits per second as well? What are we talking about here?
Whatever. Okay. Let's fucking turn up. Let's turn up, bro.
At Velvetrediguana super chatted $9.99. I'm Rank the Rabbit.
Hi, Frank. I'm sorry you're going through stuff. That's not good. Thank you for the 10. I thought we got up to 8 gigabits per second. I guess I haven't been working for like years though, so maybe it's different now. I thought 8 was the max. But there's a fucking question from 3 years ago. Anyways, this is silly. Let's move on. What would you even do? Most computers, you can't the Ethernet cable only goes up to 1 gigabit per second. What are you gonna do with 10 gigabits per second? I don't think Wi-Fi can handle fucking 10 gigabits per second. $10 gigs of data would be like nothing nowadays.
I got a car wash on the way here because car wash on Ridge and most of the express car washes. You guys know how they have like the cheapest car wash starting at $5 and then they go all the way up to 20, I want to say. And you can add like the lava shield or like the protection, blah, blah, blah. I usually just get the $5 wash.
Practical speeds for Wi-Fi range from 500 megabits to 1.5 gigabits per second. But if you do some fancy shit, you can push it up to 3 to 4. So you can't even get 10 gigabits per second over Wi-Fi. Anyways, what a silly, silly world we're living in.
But then they also started a subscription plan where you can pay 14 to, I want to say 40 a month. 40, I think, is unlimited lava, or 60 is unlimited lava.
She's really about these car washes lately.
14 is unlimited of the basic wash, so you could literally go through every day. That's the one I have, but I have it all the way in Melrose Park, Franklin Park area, where I was going to visit Weston, Xavier and I. But since we don't go there anymore, it's kind of just been, I haven't had any like reason to be going over there.
So you're making a reason? That's why you're getting so many car washes?
Because I only see my big kids if they need help. Like if my son calls me and says, Mom, I have no food. Can you bring me dinner? I'll bring it, you know.
I think he's turning into you. He's asking his homeless mom for food. I don't know if I actually believe that. Heather might just be trying to position herself as a good mom, a remote mom. Rosie, thank you for the vote and heart.
That's only if he can't get it himself, because otherwise I just try to send him $10 to $20. My older daughter moved to the suburbs, as I'm sure you guys have heard. And truthfully, I was driving around yesterday. I went to Barrington area, Mundelein, I think it's called. And I was like, it's just such a different... You forget how peace works when you're always surrounded by people and cars and busyness. And then when you get into that environment, it's like, oh God, this is what that feels like, you know? So, I don't know.
So we're gonna stalk BB and then get a house in the suburbs. That's probably what she's thinking. I don't know how she's planning on making enough to buy a house in, what, 4 months? 5 months? 4 months. How are you gonna do that, Heather? I hate when he does this. So I guess this is what she was doing when I was smoking a joint. I was wondering what she was doing. Absolutely nothing. Fucking doing her makeup in silence. Rosie, thank you for the fire. Dude, this is like 4 minutes of silence. I'm doing it at 5 times speed, but like, what the fuck, dude? Five minutes of silence. Six minutes. Oh, no. Got her pineapple. Whatchamahooey. Isn't that Swingers? Calling card or whatever? Like a signal to Swingers? Oh, thank God. What the fuck's happening out there? Come on.
Alright, so I would say all in all that was a productive tour, and...
A productive tour? Are you high? What do you mean a productive tour?
Did I show you guys how beautiful this is?
I don't even know what that is. It's like an advertisement for some bullshit. It's a card on a plate. Why is this beautiful?
Scheme. I'd prefer Automa. Pagich.
I don't know what you're saying, woman. What the fuck are we saying? Ah, it doesn't matter. We're gonna go buy it. It's just nonsense. Who holds their lipstick like that? That's two-handed and bucktooth. Looks like Bugs Bunny kinda. Sorry, Bugs. Killing me. What?
But anyways, oh yeah, so when you get one of those washes,
I hate that. How she's talking now with her fucking lips like that.
you also get a you also get another one within 5 days.
Hey, listen.
Which I only burn matches when you take a giant number 2 and it smells in our very small environment.
How about when you take the number 2?
I do the same thing. Go on. But my number 2s don't smell because I eat only clean foods.
Burn matches
and I drink 3 to 5 bottles of water each day. Go on.
At Patty Cat Bebop super chatted $2.09. She is always so aggressive with her makeup.
Yeah, like she's trying to fight it onto her. Thank you for the 3, Patty.
Weird because the lava shield is supposed to be a 7-day thing. But whatever, you know, who's going to say no to the free car wash? So it's not really a free car wash. It's just a car wash that you pay $20 for and get a second one if you remember within 5 days.
That's stupid. That's stupid because your car should stay clean for longer than 5 days, and you could get 4 car washes if you just got the $5 one. She got some crap on her tooth right now.
So then, yeah. And with that being said, oh, thank God.
Did the voices tell her something?
I went there after I went to the suburbs this morning to vacuum and get a car wash.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Maybe she got an order? But she's fired. She's fucking fired. Hold on. I'll show you guys. On the Sheriff of Not Enough channel. Urgent safety, sanitation, and conduct report. Driver Heather Gillespie. I'm writing to formally report multiple service violations of safety protocols, platform terms of service, and public traffic laws by a Grubhub delivery driver operating in the Chicago area. And then goes on to list her details, sanitary and living conditions through the driver's own daily live streams. It's evident that she and Xavier are living out of the vehicle full time. The interior is deplorable. It is. She even says it is. Unsanitary state with personal items, trash, and soiled clothing mixed directly with customers' food orders. So far, this is pretty valid. This poses a severe health risk to any customer receiving food from this vehicle, unauthorized use, and equipment hazards. The driver is operating the vehicle in the city of Chicago while carrying a large piece of furniture. Is this no? Is it still on the roof? That would be nefarious. It was from the 17th, so that's probably the day that it was actually on the roof. It is improperly secured using nothing more than trash-sourced streamers. Yeah, that's true. It's creating an immediate dangerous road hazard to other motorists and pedestrians. Illegal driving and distracted conduct. Yeah, the driver habitually live streams for hours while actively making deliveries. Well, I mean, she's trying to. I've never really seen her make a delivery, but she says she's trying. It is legal to use a handheld electronic communication device to watch videos or access social media while driving. This conduct is a moving violation and serious threat to public safety. Professional misconduct. During these streams, the driver frequently displays customers' private order information. I didn't even catch that before. And uses derogatory language towards them. Furthermore, she is consistently accompanied by Xavier Montoya, who enters establishments to collect orders while the driver remains in the vehicle, which appears to be a violation of standard delivery protocols. Suspected fraud on multiple accounts. I have strong reason to believe that Heather and Xavier are operating multiple accounts on platform to circumvent bans and facilitate order theft. Yeah, because like if Xavier makes an order and Heather picks it up and then Xavier cancels the order, I think Heather just gets to keep the meal. I don't think the restaurant's going to want the meal back. And that's what I think that they were doing. But reportedly acquired $5,000 in tickets for various moving and parking violations incurred while on the clock. She's been witnessed by Chicago Parking Authority personnel essentially abandoning her vehicle in the middle of the road to enter establishments, further demonstrating a reckless disregard for local laws. Suspected impairment based on observations during her live streams while on duty. There's a significant reason to suspect the driver is frequently operating the vehicle while under the influence. I mean, she did a whole stream where she was drinking the whole time and then went driving after, so yeah. This behavior is clear and flagrant violation of platform standards, public safety laws, and basic sanitary requirements. I'm bringing this to your attention so that you may investigate these claims immediately to protect Grubhub customers and general public. Please confirm receipt of this report. So they did an investigation and they decided to fucking fire her, so there must have been some truth to it. And that's why I don't know what she's doing. So she couldn't have gotten an order unless she's using some other account, or if it's like some other delivery platform. I guess that could be a possibility. She also did a stream after that. I don't know if we're gonna watch it today. I haven't shown it yet, but she was on the HLG Forever or HLG Forever account. And she was like, I'm not going back on my brand is not for sale account, but she is here. She did today and she did yesterday too. So that was just cap. I don't know. She's an insane lady.
Oh, sorry. Distraction, but
I mean, we can take. I haven't even watched it. We can take a look at it. Local Coco uploaded it, and then I think she eventually. I might actually have. Hold on. I might just have a copy.
I'm having a difficult time with my anchors. You know, I don't want to be anchored to downtown. And Xavier is forcing us to have anchors there. Pushing around this cart with this industrial-sized blender and microwave and all this other shit in it. I want him to just focus his mind on buying a house.
That's so unrealistic, though. At least Xavier just wants to lug his stuff around. One step at a time. You need to think about buying a house, Xavier.
And began working on his art. And then allowing me to encourage him in creating meaningful relationships with individuals who have the ability and desire to purchase that artwork. But he's not focused or able so far. And I discussed this on my line. Xavier, when I first met him, listened to mostly, I would say alternative, but also popular. So like anything that you would hear on like The Mix or, 103.5 or like the more in the middle, that everyone can kind of agree on.
The middle? Jimmy Eat World? It just takes some time.
Style of music.
Yeah, that's OTL on the line. The voice is in her head. She thinks that she has headsets implanted in her, or whatever, lines and headsets.
Started doing things like listening to really extreme music. He started doing other things.
What do you think he's listening to? He was listening to fucking Sublime last time she was yelling at him about music.
Agreed to a Dos Equis presence on the internet and in our personal lives, apart from the intimacy that we would share romantically as a husband and wife, that we would stay like PG-13 in the things that we do and say publicly or discuss on the internet, etc.
Yeah, like Pablo Escobar, he's PG-13.
And so forth. And he began to engage in really, really destructive things. He began to I'm not going to go down the entire list, but just really shitty things like excessively masturbate. He stopped sleeping in the bed, and I would wake up and he would just be laying on the floor doing that.
Oh my god. At the apartment or in public? Because now he sleeps on the concrete beside the car.
I found a photo of like a woman. It seemed like they were kind of trying to create a loose version of what I have already gone through and what I've explained and described having had gone through, rather than like getting creative and saying, okay, if we've already gone through this and it didn't bring us the intended result meaning Heather purchasing a house, having a stable source of income and a safe place for herself, her children, and her husband, significant other, whatever he wants.
Was he whacking it to ladies in tents or something?
To be called this week. And we already went through that, and she doesn't have what she's, working towards. Then we should not curate symptoms, circumstances, and environments that would give us the same or similar, if that's not what we wanted the first time, right? You would think that that would be,
It's not the Truman Show. You decide what happens in your life, you fucking goofball.
Something. And from that understanding,
I want Heather to pull up on Xavier one day when he's hanging out with all his homeless friends and he's just blasting the United States of Illinois.
But yeah.
That she keeps on streaming. Xavier was playing this song that was about me. I don't even know where he got this song. I don't know who wrote this song. It would be great.
That understanding.
Betty Davis last name for the star.
It's like
Extreme
you have
music.
got to permit a person to get away from all of these blood-sucking, hooks in their skin.
Hooks don't suck blood.
Otherwise, the results will be the same over and over, because the people who are creating these circumstances are not investing in their education. They're not investing in their own circumstances. They know only what they know, and that's all they really care to know. So if those people are the only people who are allowed to intervene or address the issues, and, that continues, there won't be any changes. And it's not because the rest of the demographic doesn't want them. It's because they're not being permitted. And that demographic that continues to put their hook in your skin, that's the same demographic that's taking over my...
You're the hook in this clunky analogy. Sucking the blood. What hooks suck blood? Hooks don't suck blood.
Body and mind, and taking him out of the bed and putting him on the floor so that he could excessively masturbate, or saving a photo of...
Or, okay, it's either you kicked him out of the bed, or he doesn't want to sleep next to you because you're a terrible human being.
Some girl spread eagle bent over on, his cell phone, or just things that he's never done before that he would not do on his own. They're just not his things. And they say they're doing it so that they could keep us together in classification with our families and like people who we know, so we could be the average. I don't want to fucking be the average. I want to be who I am and let these people be who they are.
What happened to the fifth of five? Remember, she was like, I want to be the fifth of five of successful people. I don't think just being Heather Gillespie is going to cut it. I think we're going to end up back in the tent. You should try to be the fifth of five again.
I don't like this. So everything was going great with regards to Xavier and I and our development and our closeness and our relationship and our, desire and ability to parent our child, et cetera, and so forth. And these ignorant individuals began taking over his social media. His social media, his phones, his emails, et cetera, and just doing the most through him. And looking at the most disgusting shit. And I told you guys about 100 million times, they've done that to me more times than I can count. I'll be asleep and wake up in the morning. The phone I'm talking to you on right now has a shattered backside. It's completely shattered. There's like...
Its ass is shattered.
Spider web style cracking all over the fiberglass.
It's not fiberglass, but yeah.
Asleep, it was fine. But when I woke up one morning about 2 months ago, it was completely shattered. I didn't even start an argument about it or document it because I've reached a point of exhaustion of where I'm able to identify that certain individuals who
Is she gonna blame it on his wanking? His wanking did that?
should not have any rights to my life, name, belongings, etc., for some reason keep on gaining access and entry. And very seldomly, if ever, are they held accountable financially for the things that they've caused. And so I'm just looking forward to getting in alignment with an authority that doesn't allow that, that doesn't allow these people to take over my voice, my name, my identity, my intentions, my anything. I want to move forward. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. I'm going to.
She never ended the stream. I stopped recording so I could airdrop this. She did a crazy psych out there. She went for like another hour.
Handle a couple of other things that I've got to do before I can really refocus. But and I want to check on Xavier. I don't like it that he's just wandering around downtown with no purpose or goal. I would prefer him
You're just driving around with no purpose or goal. It's not very different.
to be in the car in clean clothes with his belongings put away, and not just sitting on the side of the curb waiting for trouble. Like, it's just not wandering around downtown with a microwave and a cart full of garbage. Like, I don't.
Do you think he uses the microwave whenever he finds an outlet? He was like, oh, I can get a bean burrito now.
It's just very clear and evident that these people who are controlling Xavier and a lot of my direction are not interested as a priority in our success. They seem to be interested as a priority in the success of something.
Maybe charges other hobos to use it. $2, you can use my microwave. It's fucking badass, man. Look at this. Have I shown you the little decal I put on my shopping cart handle? It's just like my wife's.
External to our lives that I'm not quite sure how to understand. And that's a part of life that I can't understand. I've never been so interested in causing problems for a person ever in my life that I did something to their husband to cause him to do things that he's not morally and ethically aligned with, so that his wife and children and him could be separated and spread apart and forced to go through various weeks or months of torture and hell. And like, I don't get it. I don't know who aligns with that. And I don't understand the path for that, any of that, at all. But it does seem like I don't know what to name that energy that was controlling me, that I was begging you guys. If you go back into my videos about a month, you see a video where after a significant amount of time where I was doing a media cleanse, they started to get to me, and I was in the middle of a live and I was like, I can feel their energy. Like, they're starting to get to me.
That's where it starts glitching. But this is also when I went live, and then she was like, every time I start talking about important stuff, they block the live. But really, you're just saying the same shit over and over anyways. You're not doing anything different. So that's where we came in at. These are the fucking streams. I think it's first mentioned in this one, where she says that Grubhub locked her account. And then she goes into more detail about it looking really rough the next morning. And these aren't that long, so we can go through them just so that I can see if there's any dead air, what I need to cut out. I gotta prep Referral Friday tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't take me 7 hours like it did last week. And then after this, hopefully Heather shuts up for the day and James doesn't go live or anything, because I gotta go. I don't think I'm gonna go to the mall. I think I'm gonna go to some shopping plaza place. I gotta get my mom a birthday present because I'm not gonna have any other time to. So that's the plan for today, Stan. Oh, I press play and Apple Music is trying to pop. Of course it is. Chris, thank you for the star.
I need to get a new phone desperately. Xavier's father, isn't it wild that Xavier doesn't work or make any money or even try? They don't let him, in his defense. They control him. They make him look so bad sometimes. You know, they make him do awful things. But then I work 7 days a week, every single day. And now there's a problem with my phone. I can't unlock my iCloud. They locked my iCloud remotely, so I can't download any additional applications. And they locked my Grubhub account, so I can't cash out my balance and instant cash out.
Yeah, it got locked because of the reports and stuff. Yeah, we made it to both the video game stores. I got Scarface, a video game. I've been playing it a lot.
And I have to wait to see when they send it. And the fraud that LA Fitness was doing to my account and the amount of, I believe, $54.99 or $49.99.
I think he still has his phone. I know that she's angry he has a nicer phone than her. But I actually haven't heard her say that. I haven't seen this. Actually, I just grabbed a copy. This happened sometime at night, but... Oh, because this was on the other account. I didn't realize that I had to turn all live notifications on for every account, so I didn't even get a notification for this. Luckily, she unprivated it after, but Local Coco grabbed a copy anyway. So it was like, that's why I'm confused. I was like, for some reason, I didn't notice this one before.
They supposedly filed a claim for, and when I just checked my account, they reversed three $5 charges. I've never been charged $5 from LA Fitness. It was $54 for multiple months, and I paid cash for my membership, and I canceled my membership in February and stopped going.
I just don't see anything about me or my family.
Is that Xavier?
Have you guys ever heard that expression, he's showing his ass? Like he's acting badly and doing so like intentionally and entertained to do so? I don't know, how much energy I could feel the lines changing and intermittently a lot of issues and problems. I have videos and photos of them. I can feel it when they're placed. I'm tired, I need to work every day.
Tired, but so crazy.
My bills were due 3 days ago, and I have a 10-day grace period. And then they locked my account.
Why didn't you pay your bills when you had the money to? Why did you get a hair blowout instead and then buy a bunch of other stupid crap? The fuck, man? It's just crazy that even when she's exhausted, she's still like, and etc. and so forth, and the stalkers. You know what I mean? Like, can we at least give it a rest? I thought that would you get tuckered out of that even, but no.
9 days after removing me from my apartment for no reason.
You're evicted and you refuse to leave.
After promising me that I would never go through any of that again, that I would never have to worry about not having a safe place to live, that I would never have to worry about not having money coming in. And the thorough documentation is really what does it for me. There's no question. There's no question at all. I'm driving around every day, minding my own business, delivering people their food or packages from Sephora or orders from Home Depot or whatever comes through the meter.
No, whatever you feel like doing. That's why it's only Sephora. I don't know if she liked going to Home Depot. The Edible Arrangements place. She's very picky.
Some days, not even making the federal minimum wage. Still driving, nonetheless, as many hours as I can. And then that video I made the other day when we were parked by Gibson's, and I was like, I'm starving. I don't have any money for food. I'm saving my budget for my bills. Someone ordered me a steak from Gibson's. It sounds so good from Gibson's, a garlic mashed potato steak and green beans.
What do you mean somebody? Just an anonymous individual ordered you a steak? I find that highly unlikely.
And then last night, Xavier was being really nasty to me. Really nasty. After, for the last 9 days, he's made me hunt him down, find him in a trance-like state, wandering through alleys. All
A trans-like state? Yeah.
sorts of weird things. And
But
they said to me, he said to me something really rude, just really rude. And then that he was that he was too tired to talk anymore. And then I fall asleep in my car, as per the usual for the last 9 days. That's where I've been sleeping, in my car. And he's so exhausted, he just goes to sleep. He doesn't sleep in the car. When I offered him to sleep in the car, he would get out in the middle of the night and leave all the doors unlocked so that I wasn't safe in here, sitting on some random side street with all these creeps walking around.
he didn't stay by the car? He, like, ran away?
So I told him if he wants to sleep in the car, he has to stay in the car and leave the doors locked. Then he did it again. The next time I let him stay in there. Just gets out in the middle of the night, doesn't wake me, and leaves everything open and unlocked.
So Xavier's not allowed to sleep in the car anymore, you guys.
And he lays down on his yoga mat. And some lady walks up with a big bag from Gibson's. But it's just bottles of water for Xavier and a blanket for Xavier.
Yeah, because he's on the fucking street. You won't let him sleep in the car with you. Damn that lady, that evil fucking lady.
And then Xavier, who is too tired to speak to me, his wife, the mother of our son.
She really just sets herself up. I don't know, man.
He says, oh, hello, and gets up real perky and has a whole entire kind conversation with this strange woman.
Yeah, because she's nice enough to give him a blanket and water and stuff. I see a lot of trans comments and Heather's things asking if she's trans, but she kind of sets herself up, calling her the father. Weston's last name is fucking Gillespie. Why is that? Why is that? Xavier is looking more like a lady these days. So, I mean, it's kind of a valid question in a sense. But no, Heather is a mom, and she's a woman.
With the Gibson's bag. And I'm working 7 days a week, 12 plus hours a day, just to be okay. Just to ensure that I have this car to sleep in. This is my car. I purchased it about 10 months ago. I've taken it for all of the maintenance and oil changes, and purchased 2 years of city stickers for close to $400, and no one helps me with any of that. And then they freeze my phone, lock me out of my iCloud.
It is bizarre. It's just because he's narcissistic, though.
And Xavier goes, we have to go to my dad's. I have to pick up a payment. And we go over to his dad's, and his dad gives him an iPhone.
Yeah. Good. I can't get a hold of you, Xavier. I guess I need to give you a new iPhone. And Heather hates it. Xavier gets everything. He gets water and blankets and iPhones. And what do I get? I get nothing. I get my accounts locked. Get my phones locked. Her bank account locked. The Grubhub locked. LA Fitness is like sending chargebacks. Life sucks. Start being a better person. Maybe you'll get some good karma coming your way.
I know it wasn't for me.
Why would it be for you?
It was too.
You fuck up every phone you get your hands on. No, it's not for you. And then they stole my socks.
It's just crazy that this makes people happy, It's so much planning and malicious intent. Why? I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't think there's a single person walking around the face of the planet that I dislike so much that I'm going to invest so much time and energy in behaving in these ways.
You have the only bad person you described here is you for not letting Xavier sleep in the car with you. Everyone else you described as being generous. So like what?
I've never
These evil people being nice to Xavier.
in my life taken an order that didn't belong to me from a food delivery application.
I doubt it.
Then this notification comes through saying that I, from July 20th to present, have been keeping people's food, that their deliveries have not been being received. Xavier.
So they investigated. If it's from the 20th, well, let me just make sure I got that right.
From July 20th to present.
Yeah, July 20th to present. So if the report was made on the 17th, then I guess they were making this. Are we going to investigate it? I don't know. They had to figure it out 3 days, and then they did an investigation, and they found that you were fucking around.
Have been keeping people's food, that their deliveries have not been being received. Xavier, that smells really bad.
Stop smoking hardcore drugs.
It smells nothing like weed. It smells like a chemical. Where did you get that? Where did you get that? Please stop blowing that in here.
Who made this? McDonald's?
Or anywhere around me. God. So I think it's safe to assume that these people are fucking crazy and stalking me again. Making up lies about me just based on the last week, you know, driving down the street at Addison and Clark, being surrounded by 8 to 9 squad cars, claiming that I had shown a car full of guns and bombs.
No, I mean, we heard, I don't know if the call that came through. I didn't hear what the person said. We just heard what was told to the cops that were dispatched. And they didn't say that. They said that you were threatening, which, like, is a stretch too. It could be taken as a threat. She just said she wished that it would get bombed, that a bomb would blow up everything. She wouldn't be sad. But, I don't know, it's a silly thing to say when you know that you have targets on you. She's a targeted individual, remember? Don't say that on live stream. Don't do your deliveries on live stream.
To multiple individuals, and that they received numerous calls that I was wielding guns and had a plan to blow up the Wrigley Field.
It was one call.
They searched my entire car. It's game day. There's people all over all the stadiums, on the balconies, everywhere. And I'm just standing there shaking, you know. And that's the day that my debit card was also stolen. And then today, the lies with my account, and it's just...
Can't wait till she finds the debit card. She's gonna accuse someone of breaking into her car and putting the debit card there.
There is nothing truthful that these people could say about me that's negative. Because I literally go above and beyond. I do every single thing within my power. And I constantly call upon the higher authority for protection and advocacy and assistance. Very, very much transparent. That's the only way that you can survive when you're being treated the way I'm being treated. In the absence of my truth, their lies begin to spread like a plague. You know, 1 week of me being quiet, not addressing the record, turns into 7 weeks of questioning.
What the fuck? She thinks that this is actually making a difference. It makes things a lot worse, actually. You think she would have learned that from the court proceedings? What a wackadoodle. Yeah, but I can see it now. She'll be like, so after the account is closed and all the money is gone, that's when you decide to give me my debit card back. And it's probably just like under her seat or something. She'll claim that she looked there 3 times already.
Based on the false intentions and, you know, premeditated, malicious slander.
Oh, she's live again. Hold on. Fucking... No.
Narratives that began to be circulated in my silence. You hear my voice, right?
Oh, yeah, no, I hear your voice.
Go back up
That's not the issue here.
2 weeks when I was still sleeping safely and calmly in my apartment. And the authority was a perceived trusted authority, meaning they weren't allowing me to be harmed or taken advantage of. They weren't inhibiting me from getting my work done. I'm exhausted in ways I can't even describe, and I don't have another phone. And I called Apple, and the lady was a bitch, an awful fucking bitch.
I love that for you.
Looking at an email from May 19th, 2026, where they went through and changed my iCloud password on my behalf because someone had hacked in and changed it. And I'm telling her, I don't have access to the trusted phone number, but I do have access to the trusted email. Oh, well, there's nothing we can do. So you're just going to keep my phone locked so that I can't download any other work opportunities, and I'm just literally stranded with no way. I have no access to iTunes.
Damn iTunes.
And I want to remind you, I'm the only one who's been supporting Xavier and I, and today he walked up with a brand new iPhone. But he won't give it to me. And
Yeah, it's not going to give it to you. Good on you, Xavier. Don't give this fucking witch anything.
Use a phone. He has a tablet and a free text now number.
He has a tablet and a text now number. That's good enough. That's good enough for Xavier. He doesn't need an iPhone. She's such a bitch, dude. I hate her.
So I guess I've got to start figuring it out, right? Yesterday I didn't eat at all, so today I had to make sure I ate something healthy. I had a chicken Caesar salad and about a cup of homemade mac and cheese with white cheddar.
I was gonna give it to you, unless you had a...
Also a piece of cake. I'm scared.
You're scared now?
I miss my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I have no more voice left for tonight, so I hope you guys have a wonderful, fabulous evening and that you're somewhere comfortable and safe. Because in whatever dimension of reality they dropped me in today, doing drugs and being disobedient and disorderly towards your wife are...
Xavier, give me your new phone. No. I'm gonna go around the corner and microwave some stuff and blend some stuff. Using the library's power.
rewardable offenses. And going
I'm gonna look up some recipes on my new iPhone. Get out of here.
to work 7 days a week to support your family. Send money to your children whenever possible for food or whatever.
That would be if we saw Xavier make a channel and be like, how you can survive on the streets homeless. Look, you can grab a little bit of Parmesan from the pizza shop. You can grab a little bit of, I don't even know, dude, a pretzel from over here out of the trash. You put it together. Bon appetit.
They need
He would say bon appetit wrong or something. I want to see it.
those types of things are frowned upon, apparently. It's fucking crazy, bro.
As long as you got some sarin wrap, you're good to go.
Seriously. My other page, My Brand Is Not For Sale, is taking a little breather.
It took a breather for 14 minutes and 34 seconds.
But I have videos. I have videos all over my phone and YouTube and in my emails and on my socials documenting which malicious, as I've referred to them, hostile takeovers of my free will and actual personality, character, and moral alignment from day to day. I can't go through this shit again. This is fucking wild. I've paid my dues. More.
You literally stop paying your rent, you don't pay your tickets, you didn't pay your car payment, and you're not paying your insurance. What dues exactly have we paid?
Paid my dues.
No.
They just keep following us and doing weird fucking shit over and over. And for the person who said I was drinking alcohol in my car, this is a bottle of water.
All right. Well, I don't know who said that, but I will always remember Pablo Escobar Day.
It's water, not wine. I don't drink alcohol and I don't do drugs.
You got in trouble for taking shots without a ticket, remember? Remember you telling us that story today? I don't drink alcohol. Okay.
I don't even smoke pot.
You
guys have a good
silly
night.
goose. Yeah, Electra. So that was the one live she did on the other account that she never went back to. Maybe she thought no one will see that. None of the haters will see it, but we did see it. So she just gave up and went back to the other account. So then she made this video. I think it was the morning after, maybe a day after the morning. I don't know. Let's find it.
Come back on here to speak truth that I do not consent to any of this.
She looks really rough this morning too. Whatever morning this was. I can't remember when this was.
Not appreciate, enjoy, or like this demographic at all.
It was in between the stream we just saw and the stream we started on today when I was sniping. That's all I know.
I don't want to be here. I do not align with these individuals. I find them to be absolutely repulsive. The way that they behave, the things that they say, and the way
Wearing her blazer like a cape.
I cannot be who I am, which is kind, courteous, etc. when they're around me. They won't let me work. They won't let me unlock my iPhone. They changed my password for my iCloud again. Now, when the higher authority intervened in 2022, I believe, or 2023.
She's yelling, making my ears ring.
Right after Weston was born, 2024, they intervened when I met Xavier. Things started to get a little better at that time, especially and specifically with regards to my devices not being locked out anymore and things of that nature. And they promised that they would not permit this ever again. But here we are in 2026, and I don't have any money for a sin tax, and I haven't done any escorting or drug dealing or fraud or anything like that. I don't do any crimes at all.
I just date criminals?
Feel guilty.
You've been arrested for crimes. Whatever, dude.
If I pass gas, even if I'm in my car by myself, I feel guilty. They have fucked me over mentally to a full extent. They cut my arms on the regular.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, SH is bad. And if you need help, you should reach out to someone. I was actually worried they were real cuts. What the fuck is it? What are you showing us, Heather? You scratching your arm a bit with your fingernails and you're saying that they cut your arms? Get the fuck out of here. I was actually kind of worried about that for a second, but not anymore.
All the fucking time. All the time. Whenever the fuck they feel like cutting my arms, they cut my arms. Literally. I do not consent to being here. I do not want anything to do with these people. I would literally rather be dead than have to exist in this demographic for one more moment. Just so everyone knows. Just so that we're all clear. And that's about it. So I am
Time to make my hair look crazy, so I've been really selling the crazy here.
really fucking tired of this shit. It is day 1.5 without, well, it's been about 24 hours since I took my most recent delivery.
Okay, we were counting how many days it's been since you've been sleeping in your car. Are we just going to count how many days it's been since you were fired? Because this is, I don't remember how many days we're on actually now. Is it 9? Is it 10? I think it's 10.
26 hours, give or take. I took my most recent delivery yesterday morning, and I feel like my entire sense of self
Darker fuck. It's been 8 years.
is gone. I
Since
feel like
you
I
used to
am
make
someone's
boom
moving
push-ups.
target. I feel like I am someone's entertainment. I feel like my goals, my bills, my needs, my rights are on the back burner for this demographic. And I would like everyone involved to fucking die. That's where we're at. I have been, if you watch my videos in chronological order, begging, absolutely begging that the higher power leave me completely apart from this environment and demographic. I cannot survive here. I turn into a nasty, ugly person. These people are gross. They are sexualized. They are drug users. They are fucking fraud people. And it's like, you can't even tolerate it because it's just a bunch of that in one group. Predatory losers. It's not even like, oh, you get a few nice people and then there's everyone, 30 people, there's a predatory loser. It's like fucking predatory losers all over the fucking place.
She flick her reset button? What the fuck was that?
I don't feel safe. I don't feel happy. I don't feel productive. I don't feel anything good at all. I feel like every person here deserves indictments. Period. And the best thing for me would be to not exist in this demographic ever again, not even for one day.
She is prescribed Adderall, yeah.
So if someone could get me the fuck out of here ASAP, that'd be lovely.
Call the chopper. We gotta airlift Heather Gillespie out of this.
Need to work. I cannot function
She'll find her way back there trying to get Xavier. We'll have to do it again.
this way. I am not okay this way. I would rather be dead than alive in this environment. What they're doing to Xavier is not acceptable. What they've done to me is not acceptable. They are gross. I don't know how else to say it. They are the type of individuals that seek entertainment and enjoyment from being mean to people for the way they look, the way they dress, the type of money that they have or don't have. And I'm not talking about, some asshole piece of shit individual that deserves to be treated like shit. I'm talking about
me, Heather Gillespie, the greatest person of all time. I really have to pee so bad, but there's only 3 minutes left, so I gotta stop interrupting her.
doing nothing, saying nothing, and having organized herds, for lack of a better word.
She lost her only disciple, Xavier. She keeps trying to have babies. I guess to I don't know, they can be in her cult too. Thank God they don't let that happen. They.
Together to intimidate innocent third parties. And it's every time they curate it now, it's some linebacker looking bitch, with the biggest fucking widest shoulders you could ever imagine a woman to have. I swear to God, I'm not lying. And I'm tired, I'm fucking tired. I don't want anything to do with it. I want to go home. I want to live my life. I want to check on my children. I want
Not spend any time with them or anything. Just check on him so I can go and, do Xavier stuff with him.
one to bump into me, tap on my car, put their hands on my belongings. I want them to back the fuck off. I do not feel like myself anymore. I feel like my entire personality has been taken over with bad people and another line. And I don't feel capable of existing here for very much longer. So,
Xavier was doing the drums on her car one time.
you guys are all having a great day.
Sometimes Xavier is they. He is definitely they. But I think the way that she justifies that is because they will take over Xavier. So she'll just describe something Xavier does and call it they.
Not really quite sure what to say other than that. Xavier's definitely been taken over, and he's alleging that the authority in our case with our baby is in on all of this. So I really don't know and don't care to know. I never want to go back to any of those relationships again. I want it to be over indefinitely for all of them. As far as interaction with me is concerned. And I mean that, passionately. So I hope you guys have a great day. So far, I'm completely out of my own ethics and morals and values and character. My body is being used to speak and say things and do things that I'm not aligned with, that I do not consent to. And I would rather be dead or alive. Than alive. So.
I'd rather be dead or alive. Well, you're definitely one or the other. I gotta pee. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We're gonna do B-sides tonight. I don't know what we're doing for B-sides. I'll remember though. Time we get there is Mark. I think we're doing Mark, and if there's nothing else to do, we'll watch another crazy Ashley Gaffey and the gang video because we learned some things. I don't know if we actually learned anything, but it was interesting. So we could do that. I think Foodie Beauty would probably be doing something. She took her day off yesterday, so unless she took another day off today, there'll be something to catch up on. And I'll do like my TikTok rounds on Darker Fucking Lucy, see if there's anything there worth looking at. If James goes live, I'll throw him in there too, but James seems to be pretty quiet today at least. I haven't checked Snapchat or Clapper though, so he might be doing something on there. Sometimes he'll throw like a 10-minute video in there, and that's B-sidey. Anyways, I will see you guys later. I hope you're having a great Wednesday or Thursday if you're in Australia, and I'll see you in a bit. Tools for now.